Graphing quadratic equations. In this lesson, you will learn how to graph quadratic equations both in standard form and vertex form. Example number 1. This problem is in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. You will find the axis of symmetry and vertex, complete the table of values, and graph. To find the axis of symmetry, you need your a, b, and c. The a is 3, b is 12, and c is 9. Use those values in the axis of symmetry formula. X equals negative b over 2a. Substitute in the values. When you work out the axis of symmetry formula, you get negative 1 times 12 is negative 12. 2 times 3 is 6, and you divide and get negative 2 as the axis of symmetry. You'll then need to find the vertex. The x value of the vertex is the same as the axis of symmetry. You will now need to find the y value of the vertex by plugging in the x into your function. You could follow order of operations, being very careful. Exponents first, then multiply. You can do the 12 times negative 2 at the same time and then add all of those terms. Or punch all of this in the calculator, again, being careful that you punch everything exactly as you see it. Using parentheses around the negatives is very important. Without the parentheses around the negative and squaring, it will cause you to get a different answer. Our y value is negative 3. So the xy ordered pair for our vertex is negative 2, negative 3. Because the vertex is in the center of the parabola, we will put that in the center of our table. You'll want to graph 2 points to the left of the vertex and 2 points to the right of the vertex. Therefore, pick 2 numbers less than your x value and 2 numbers greater than your x value. To complete the y column of your table, you could do as you just did for the vertex and substitute these x values into the equation and solve. Let's do one now. So plugging in negative 4 into your equation, you could solve for the y value. That y value will be positive 9. So the xy ordered pair for that point is negative 4, 9. You could continue to do that for each x value in your table, or use your graphing calculator. To use your graphing calculator to complete your tables, press the y equals button on the top row of buttons. If you have anything in this menu, clear it out. Also, if your plot 1, 2, or 3 is highlighted, arrow up, press enter to deselect it because you want those plots turned off in order to graph your equation. So our function for this problem is 3x squared plus 12x plus 9. Type in the equation as it's given in the original problem. The calculator will know to plug in the numbers negative 4 to 0 in order to calculate the table. In order to find the table, press second and you'll be looking for a blue word table. It's across the top row of buttons on the graph button. When you press second table, you're given a table of values. Scroll up and down using your arrow keys until you find the table of values that you need. We need from -4 to 0. Notice the vertex is what we found it to be, -2, -3. So now you can copy the y values into your table on your paper. Let's graph the points in order to make the parabola. Connect the points with a smooth curved line to form the U shape for the parabola. Example number 2. This problem is in vertex form, so it's only asking you to find the vertex, complete the table, and graph it. To find the vertex, it is the h, k values from the vertex form. Because vertex form needs to be in x minus h, you will need to take x plus 5 and make it minus a negative. Your vertex will be -5, 6. Again, put the vertex in the center of the table, just like the vertex is in the center of the parabola. You will want to put it in the center of the table to find 2 points to the left of the vertex and 2 points to the right of the vertex. You could plug in each of these values into the original equation to solve for your y values, or use the graphing calculator. I'll show one by plugging it in. Let's plug in the -7. You could use order of operation to solve for the y value. Do grouping first, then exponents, multiply, and finally add. If using a calculator, be sure to type it in exactly as you have it written on your paper. Our y value is -2. You could continue to plug in these x values to complete the y values of the table, or use the graphing calculator. To use the graphing calculator, go to y equals, clear out any other equations you have in that menu, type in the equation exactly as you see it in the original problem. Press second, and then look for table in the blue words, so here on graph, and scroll through the table up and down until you find the x values you need for your table. Notice the vertex is the same as what we solved for, and then copy the other values from your table. plot these points to graph the parabola. Connect the points with a smooth curved line to make the U shape for the parabola. It is good to notice some things about this graph from the transformation lessons that you learned. A negative A value makes the graph open down. The 2 makes the graph more narrow, smushed together towards the vertex. The H being a negative 5 makes it shift left 5 from the origin. And the plus 6 makes it shift up 6 from the origin. So our graph matches what our equation says it should be.